Hi everyone, welcome to UTV Guna and our preview for our match against Chelsea. I've got Simon with me, who's a big Chelsea fan and also a football coach. Hi Simon, how are you?
Yeah, very good, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So before we look into our game against each other later tonight, let's talk a little bit about the work you do in football. So if you'd like to tell our viewers about the work you've been doing, I know you've got a lot of experience as a coach.
Yeah, I've been coaching now for, well, it's got to be close to 9 years, 10 years. We've got a team called AIFC. They're based in Islington, and we play in a Camden and Islington League. And we play 7-a-side football and 11-a-side football. And we also play Sunday football for another team called Chapel Youth, and we use that as a joint team. So it's AIFC and Chapel Youth joined together and play 11-a-side. So two coaches that actually play together in the Camden and Islington League, a friend of mine called Lee. And so we do a lot, we play a lot of football throughout the week. So, and next season, well, our season's finished now, so we've only got a couple of games left for AIFC, and then we start a new season in September. And so that's my coaching really with football.
Good stuff. So let's get into the preview for this match now. Before we talk about the game itself, I'm going to ask you your thoughts on my team. We're going through a bit of a poor run at the moment, but yeah, your thoughts on our season in general so far?
Well, I'm a fan of Arsenal. I live literally with Arsenal fans surrounded. Where I live on my third floor. I am, and also at work as well. So, and I've said it to you before, if I support Tottenham on this third floor, I don't think I'll be able to live here. But anyway, but other than that, I'm a fan of Arsenal. I love, you've got some very, very talented players, especially the young lads there. And I've watched you over this season. It's been very difficult for you. Your squad for me in depth is just not where the levels of Arsenal should be. I think you probably agree with that. And I think you've been very unlucky the last 3 games because you've had 2 main big injuries for me. Partey, one of them, and it's Tierney as well, isn't it?
Yeah. And
I think that you need a spine in the team, and normally it's 5 or 6 players, and you've missed 2 there, and there's probably 3 that you've got that can do something for you. But I think you've been very unlucky with those 2 injuries. And obviously the last 3 games for me, for Arsenal, were winnable games. So you're going into now your next 3, which I thought weren't going to be winnable games. You can either get a draw or maybe even lose. But this is football, and the way football's going at the moment, you could win those 3 games, in my opinion, because you just never know. I know some Arsenal fans will probably think, oh, this guy must be going mad. But at the end of the day, you never know, because I've watched you against us before, and I think I've said to you before that for me, Arsenal have always been a bogey team for us. Some people might not agree with that, but for some reason you always seem to turn up against us, and you've lost 3 on the bounce, so you're due a win now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So it's kind of one of those ones where I was thinking about it when I was, on holiday. I was just thinking, you know what? I was more worried about the Arsenal game coming up. I was thinking, oh God, I've got to go through another Arsenal game with all the people that I know. And I'm thinking, oh no. But the only thing about the game tonight, we're on form at the moment and we're scoring goals. Now, before we weren't scoring goals, but we're on form at the moment. And I don't know how it's going to go. But Arsenal overall, I think they've just been a little bit unlucky. And yeah, I just hope that you guys can get, top four.
Yeah, hopefully we can. As you said, anything can happen. We've got some really difficult games. Hopefully we can put in a good performance tonight. It's a big match, London derby. We actually got a decent record against you recently. Looking at the stats for the last 5 games, we've beat you 3 times, 1 draw and 1 defeat. So that recent head-to-head record, hopefully give us some confidence. So looking at our team, where do you think the biggest dangers are?
Well, you've got your usual suspects with Arsenal. You've got Smith Rowe, your Martinelli, your Saka. You need a centre forward.
Big time.
Desperately. You need a centre forward. And I think Lacazette is injured. Is he still injured? Is that right?
So Arteta said yesterday that he just had COVID, so they're going to assess him because he's still recovering from it. They're not sure if he'll be fit enough to play, so we won't find out till tonight if he's available. For me, I wouldn't start him anyway, even if he was available. I wouldn't start Eddie either. I'd give Martinelli a chance as a striker. I think he's our best bet in that position at the moment with the squad we have. Maybe even Pepe as well. Just some pace up front. He's a good finisher as well, but he'll give us that different option, especially as we're likely to have to try and hit you on the break in this game. So that'll give us the pace up front to hopefully do some damage on the break. Him, Pepe, Saka. With our defence looking a bit shaky recently, as you say, the injuries we've got, I'd actually like it if Arteta would go 3 at the back. Match you like for like, because you are playing normally 3 at the back as well. So get Holding in there, just shore up the defence a little bit, because we're going to be under pressure. As much as it's hard to say, but you guys are the better team at the moment. You've got a lot of good players. You're in good form. Do you think, though, because you've just had quite a few games, you've just played Real Madrid twice, you've had that FA Cup semi-final, do you think you might be able to take some players for this game?
Yeah, definitely. I think Shabala, Trevor's going to be coming back. I've heard that he's been off due to some psychological issues. That's what I've heard. And he's coming back. I quite like him. I think Loftus-Cheek has improved massively for me over the last 2 or 3 games. Having injuries. Werner's got better. I think so. Is it Sale? What's his name? The guy from Atletico Madrid.
Sahul, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of him, to be honest. But he seems to be getting better over time. But there'll be some changes. I'm a bit upset about Kovacic being injured because I'm a big fan of him. And also, I think Jorginho, I think we've used him so much. He's the last 3 or 4 games, he hasn't really performed. And that's a slight worry for me. But I think tonight, we're just going to have just that little bit of the edge over you. But what I think is going to happen, like you said, I think Arsenal are going to sit with a block. They sit with either a block of 9 or 8 behind the ball, and then you'll hit us on attack with Saka and Martinelli. And I think you'll beat us for pace at the back. Because I think Martinelli for me is one of the most fastest strikers around at the moment. But I think if Lacazette is fit, for me, he's a nuisance, if I'm being honest. He can be a nuisance, and I think he's always up for these London derby games, for me. I know he hasn't performed, but he holds the ball up really well. He knows where to make a foul. He knows where to drop down and fall down. He knows where to get a set piece if you need one. He knows all these bits and pieces. All right, in front of goal, he hasn't been great, but I think Martinelli on the wings would be better. Saka probably on the left, Martinelli on the right. I don't know, but I don't know what formation Arteta's going to use on this one. It's a difficult one because Chelsea can you've got to hurt Chelsea through all the channels, but that's really difficult because we switch it around and we've got the wing backs, we've got James, and there's Dave. Well, Asper, the Chelsea fans call him Dave, and but also Havertz, Werner. But I don't know. Maybe Lukaku might even get a start. You never know. I doubt it, but you never know.
He played very well in the game here, wasn't it? It was his first game for you this season. And
I saw that.
Very well. He scored.
That was on the Chelsea website, actually. They did mention that, which was, you know, that was when we thought, hold on, we found our, you know, our new striker, you know, our new sort of Costa and that sort of striker that we used to have, you know, back in the day. And yes, so hopefully he will start, and maybe he might, but he's been very poor. I think since he made that statement, he hasn't been really good at all after that statement he made. For me, anyway. He hasn't
Yeah,
he's and I mean, he really has. There's even bits where I was watching him and studying him. He couldn't literally control the ball. Even when someone passed it very sharp into him, literally can't control it. And I'm thinking, this man is a top striker at his prime. It's a real strange one, that one for me. But yeah, possible changes, yeah. But I think we'll stick to same formation and maybe use even Ross Barkley's another one that I want to mention about. Maybe even use Barkley hasn't even. I've watched a bit of training this morning, and he's always in the training sessions. He's always doing something, and I'm thinking he never gets used ever, which is a real strange one. But I don't know. I'm really optimistic about tonight. I'm thinking that. I mean, I don't know about you. Are you going to be happy with is it got to be a win or a draw, or how you?
I'll take a draw. I really would take a draw because the form we're in at the moment, you know, it's difficult to be realistically for us to go there and win. It's going to be hard. Obviously, we got a chance, and I hope we can win. But I'll definitely take a draw. I think in the situation with the top four, if we could get a draw against you guys and then beat Man United and West Ham, 7 points on these 3 games, I think it would be a good return for us. And then also, if we can get a point against you tonight and then we beat Man United, that'll put us ahead of Spurs before they play against Brentford away. So, you know, it'll only be 1 point ahead of them, but they'll put pressure on them in that Brentford game. And Brentford have been playing really well recently, so hopefully Brentford can do us a favour as well. And yeah, you know, it's still all to play for. There's 7 games, 21 points. And I don't think it would be the end of our top 4 chances if we lose tonight. But definitely, if we can get a point, it really would help us. All 3, you know, I'm hoping, but realistically, I'm going. My predictions are 2-2 draw. What about yourself?
I'm going to go over 2-1 Arsenal.
Oh wow!
And I think you will go 1-0 up as well.
I'll be very happy if we can get the 3 points.
I'm really going for it here because I'm thinking if you can take us all the way up to, you know, half time and then come out and sort of distract us in a way. Because I still think that we might be physically and mentally tired from the Real Madrid game, the Palace game. I know we have some top, you know, we have some very good professional players, but I think if you can do that up until then, if we score early, I think you've got a problem. That's my only concern. But I think if you can just take us, if you get a goal in the first half, it might open up, I think. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know, you know, and also I'm wondering if he's going to play Kepa or Mendy. I was talking by text with one of my friends about that. He was saying because Mendy's been a little bit, he's letting a lot of goals. I don't know, you know, my mate said he's let a lot of goals recently, and I just think he's a bit exhausted as well, mentally. But yeah, so I'm going to go with 2-1. Yeah.
Okay.
I think 2-1. I think Saka and Martin. Saka maybe. Saka and Smith Rowe. But how do you feel about the Smith Rowe situation, not starting all the time and he's always bringing on? I know Pepe. Do you think Smith Rowe should be starting all the time, or should he be coming on when he comes on later on in the game? I quite like that tactic.
Yeah, I think, you know, his preferred position is behind the striker, which is where we have Odegaard. And Odegaard's been playing so well for us in that position. So at the moment, you know, he's got to take his chances either coming on the wing or as a replacement for Odegaard. So that's why I think his opportunities have been limited. I personally, like I said, I'd like to see Martinelli up top, Smith Rowe on the left and Saka on the right. So that way we can get them all into the team. But we did do that against Brighton and it left us really open. So it's just different with, we were missing Partey. I think we can do that if we've got Partey in. Partey and Xhaka in the middle, then we're a bit more secure defensively. That game against Brighton, we had all them attacking players. So as I was saying, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, Lacazette. I mean, Lokonga was by himself, and that was very difficult for him. So we were so open. But like going forwards, I don't see Smith Rowe getting in ahead of Odegaard. So for now, he's going to have to take his chances out on the wing. And then sometimes, you know, come in to replace Odegaard or come on as a substitute for Odegaard. But long term, he's a great prospect for us. And definitely, he's going to be a great player. But yeah, what do you think about Emile Smith Rowe?
Oh, he's great. Yeah, I like him. He reminds me. He's got that sort of Grealishy sort of look about him as well. Sort of like socks down and the calves sort of hanging out. The way that he holds the ball and the way he runs with the ball. I think he's a very intelligent player as well. He seems to be one of those players that is working out what's going on the pitch before everybody else and sort of makes runs. He makes really good, decent runs for me. And I like the way that he stays very calm as well. He never really seems to sort of, you know, loses, you know, gets angry. He stays very patient, makes right decisions. I like him. I like him a lot. And he's going to be great for England as well in the future. And yeah, but I'm a big fan of Martinelli. I think he's going to be someone who you're going to have to try and keep, I think. That's going to be, you know, it's going to be difficult for you guys to keep someone like that. But hey, listen, he played for, didn't he play for Real Madrid, or did he? Where did he come from, Martinelli?
Italy.
Italy. So, I mean, you know, he's one of those boys that, for me, next season or the back end of this season, if he can get you out of this sort of, you know, get you into the top four or your platform, the whole team, and then someone will come along and try and get him. If you can keep him and add another 3 players, 4 players, then I think you'll be right up there again next season, because you've done really well considering. Come on, I mean, from where you were, I think that's one of the stories of the Prem, because because your squad and everything else, and you know, it's definitely one of the stories of the Prem for me.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a good young team, you know, youngest average age team in the league. So the future's bright. At the moment, you know, it's a building phase. It requires us to be patient. It's hard because, you know, we want instant success, but, you know, we've got to be patient. I think seems to be doing a good job. He has, you know, there's jury still out on him. A lot of people are not sure about him still. You know, he's still a young manager. I've got a lot to learn, but you can see he's improved our defence. That was one thing we've been really shaky in the last maybe 10 years in defence. He's improved that, even like with set pieces. We've not conceded a goal from a corner this season, which is an amazing stat. And you know, I can see signs of progress. So the future is looking good. As you say, we can add a few players few experienced players to go with the young players we've got, man. You know, we have a very good team, but we're both very far off Liverpool and Man City at the moment. You guys are closer to them. You guys do have a very good squad, a lot of depth in your squad, but still the level that Man City and Liverpool at the moment, we're at least a few seasons away from them. You guys maybe could close the gap quicker, but I just wanted to ask you to finish with your thoughts on your season so far. I know you had a lot of issues with off-field stuff as well, but your thoughts on your season so far and going forwards, what you'd like to see happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've had a massive sort of, we've lost our owner and our biggest supporter, which was really sad. It was like losing Hazard. So that's been a big disruption, I think. Not so much. I'm not sure about the players. I'm sure it has an effect. Doesn't look like it. I love the manager. The manager's so composed, and the way that he deals with press and the way that he deals with his man management of his players is brilliant. And his team, you know, they work really hard. But I think our season's been okay. I love to get the FA Cup up. Well, I just love to beat Liverpool. I just don't want them to get the quadruple. I really don't, because they're just going to go on about it. And they're getting a little bit cocky for me, for my liking now. So they're just getting, they look amazing. I mean, last night, I thought they were just some of the football they played last night. It's just outstanding. But yeah, I think the season's gone well. I think you're right that we're just not at that level, but I think we can beat City and Liverpool on our day. I'll give Chelsea that. If we're on, you know, if we're really focused, our mindset's right, everybody's fit, I think we can pretty much match them. But I think they've just got that physicality and that strength. I mean, their back four was just amazing for me. I think, you know, Van Dijk is just, I mean, I don't think anyone can go past him. When you got the ball, I mean, it's just, I think there's only probably, I don't know, maybe one or two players in the world could probably go past him. But the guy's amazing. And the goalkeeper's amazing as well. But for us, good season. I think Champions League, I just didn't think, you know, I think we lost it in our first game at Stamford Bridge. That's where we lost it. That third goal was the one. But that was an amazing night, that second game. It was astonishing. I couldn't believe it. I was just, you know, I was thinking, oh my God, we're going to go through here. And I was thinking more stress. I was thinking, oh no, we've got to do another round. We've got to do another step. I'm thinking, oh God. I think I was quite happy to go out, if I'm being honest. I was like, oh no. I was thinking more stress with the Champions League. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with the season, and hopefully we get some good owners, and hopefully they, you know, put some money where it's needed, which Abramovich did with the academy, the girls team, and some players. But I think we've got enough. You know what? You know, come on. I mean, we've got so many. We've got two great youngsters out on loan, Gallagher and is it Brozier? Yeah, Brozier, the centre forward for Southampton. I mean, God, look at them two. I mean, they're only young. Do we need to buy any more players? We probably will, because we're Chelsea. But I've also heard that Haaland is going to Man City. I don't know if you've heard that. That's a definite.
Yeah, I heard as well. Yeah, I saw the rumours.
So that's
that's going to make them so strong. They're already such a good team, but if they have a prolific striker to add into that team, the likes of him or Harry Kane, like the next season they're going to be really strong.
They should just have a little Super League between City and Liverpool, right? And then just the rest of us just below, just fighting it out.
Yeah, they've really raised the bar. You've got to give it to both teams. They've really raised the bar. The amount of points they're getting each season, like the last few seasons, the amount of points they're winning the league with, it's amazing. 90 plus consistently, close to 100 points. And it's for us to all work hard to catch up with them. It took him some time. It wasn't saying that for Klopp, it took him a few years to really get him going. And now look at the squad he's assembled, and he's done it. Like I say, he's took his time. They made the right moves in the transfer market. We're looking at Man United. They made so many bad moves. If you compare what they've done, they've spent just as much money, but they've just made the wrong moves. So it's really important the scouting. Got to praise the scouting at them two clubs. The managers as well as the scouting. They've got the right players in. Got the team playing the way they want to. And you guys have got a good manager there, so I'm sure that in time he can have you there challenging for the league again. For us, I hope Mikel can. Like I think the jury's still out on him. If he's that, he's going to be able to take us to that level. I hope he can. I hope that our board and our owners back him. That's the key as well for us, for owners. They really need to want to win, take more interest in the club. And if they do that, then hopefully, I think a few seasons, maybe 2-3 seasons, we can close the gap. Like I say, for you guys, you're not that far off. Maybe one good summer transfer window. And as you said, quite on loan. I saw Gallagher playing when we played Crystal Palace. He looks some player, really does. The guy you got at Southampton as well.
Well, he would have made a difference, I think. If he would have played on in the semi-final FA Cup, I think there would have been a massive difference there. Because I think Palace had a plan, and it needed someone like Connor there to do that pressing, because I've never seen anyone press like he does. And the energy he's got a massive engine as well. When he played, he gives you 110% every time. Going back to what you're saying about Arteta, I've said to you before, I'm not a massive fan. I thought he was a great player. So I'm going back to when watching him play. I think the way that he's quite arrogant as well. The way he gives off towards the players, for me, is quite a lot of tension as well. There seems to be, I don't know, when you win or lose, certainly when you lose, he seems to have this, when he gets interviewed as well, it's like this, there's no reaction from it. It's just literally, he's upset, obviously, and sometimes he doesn't just say the right things for me. I don't know whether he's doing that to the players or not. I don't know. I know that he's just, I'm not sure, there's just something about him that just doesn't fit Arsenal for me. I feel a bit sorry for him, because I think as much as he's got one of the hardest jobs, I feel that he basically is going to, let's say he gets you to the top 4, and I think they might just get rid of him. But Edu and him are quite close, aren't they? They've known each other since back in the day when they played, when he played football, didn't they?
I think
they've got a good understanding, I think, about the game.
Yeah, the way the board are backing him and the owners, they gave him a lot of money in the summer, so they seem to be happy with him. It's a hard one, because with our owners, what is the target? That's the thing. It comes down from the owners. So the owners are not that concerned with winning, and they're like, okay, even not getting top 4, just getting Europa League this season. We don't know what the targets they're setting. Like Eddie was asked at the beginning of the season, what's the target for us? He said there's no target. That's not good enough. Yeah. We want to see, ambition, setting high targets, backing him, give him time. But if you look at talking about giving time, he's in his 3rd season now. Yeah. So he has been given some time, and if we don't get, worst case, we have to get Europa League this season. If we get Conference League or no European football, then that's a big failure. Even from the position we were in, we should really have been securing top 4. We were in such a good position just 3 games ago, and we just fallen apart. 0 points out of these 3 games.
Yeah, I know.
But as you said, we know what football's like. Anything can happen. We could take 9 points from the next 3 games. I mean, we'll be in a good position. But other good thing is that the likes of Tottenham and Man United that are competing against us for the top 4 are very inconsistent teams as well. We've seen that all season. So, we've still got a chance. And I'm trying to remain optimistic that we can still get top 4. There's a lot to play for. We still got to play Tottenham away. That's a 6-pointer there. So,
that's the game I'm looking forward to. I think that's not really going to be a derby. It is going to be a derby, but it's a lot more than that. It's going to be one of the games of the season, and I'm really looking forward to that one as a neutral. But I think if I look at the 4, if I look at Man U, yourself, West Ham, Tottenham. I think West Ham are thinking to themselves, I'm worried for West Ham a bit. I'm thinking, because they're sort of drawing and losing in the Prem, and then they're just going for the Europa final there. I'm a bit concerned for them as well. But I think if you beat us tonight and get that momentum after tonight, I think you'll go on and do it. In my opinion, I think you will. Man United looked so poor last night. I think you'll beat Man United. I think you're a better team than Man United. I think you're more organised. You've got a structure. Arteta. One thing I would say about Arteta, he's got you playing in a certain way that he wants. It's a bit like City in a way, not at that level. But it's a bit like the way City play. So he's got an identity. Man United last night, the gaps. I'm not even going to mention it well. Their defence. I mean, God. I think me and you could probably sit at the back. I could do better with that, even at my age. But I'm just, I'm thinking some of the. No, seriously. I mean, I feel sorry a little bit. I know they're waiting on a new manager to come in, but Man United is so poor. So I think it's actually between you and Spurs, which makes it even more exciting because of the rivalry you've got. And that's what I'm really excited about. So I think there's going to be some twists and turns. There's going to be, some stuff going on. And, we've got some hard games. I mean, it's London Derby week, isn't it? We got, was it West Ham? We got after you. And then obviously we've got Man United as well, I think, coming up. And then we got the FA Cup final. So I'm really excited for these. Was it 5 games left? Everyone's got, was it 5?
We got 7 because we got the game in hand, but the rest have got either 5 or 6.
So it's going to be really interesting. So it's going to be a lot of football to watch, and hopefully for Arsenal you get it. But the other question is for you. I wanted to ask you just about Arsenal. If you actually did get top 4, and you have to buy players in the summer. But if you didn't buy any players, what's going to happen? Do you think you're going to be able to deal with these European teams, or you're going into the Champions League, into the knockout stage, or whatever?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So, speaking to some of our fans, they're a bit worried that if we do get in Champions League, it's going to be very difficult for us to compete. That is a worry, but being there, that'll give the players great experience. So the likes of Martinelli, our younger players, Saka, Evan Smith-Rowe, playing against them elite players will be great for them, their development. We might struggle. We have struggled before. We've seen that in recent times where we're in the Champions League, when we get to the knockout stages, we were getting some real beatings from the likes of Bayern Munich and Barcelona. But we want to be playing against some players, so that's how we can improve. And in terms of the transfers, we know we need a striker. So if we've got Champions League football, it'll be a lot easier for us to attract the kind of striker we need to get in, that elite level striker. We'll also have more money because obviously there's more money once you qualify for the Champions League. So in terms of our development, for me, I think it would be a good thing to get Champions League this year. But I do hear what the other argument is, where people say that maybe this year we get Europa League. try and build on that next season and then progress up to a stage where we're ready for the Champions League. But, there's two sides to that argument. I think both ways would be beneficial to the team. But also being in the Champions League for 6 years now, that is a long time. So just to hear that Champions League music again, big matches, against the best teams around in Europe, there's such a great feeling of anticipation of them games. So, yeah, like I say, two sides to that argument. But for me, I think it would help us more by getting in the Champions League this season with our long-term progress. And hopefully the board back Arteta, because we need to spend serious money. The kind of players we need, they don't come cheap. It's world-class strikers. They're not going to come for cheap. We don't just need one striker. We need two strikers. We need a really elite level main striker. We need someone to back him up as well. So that's an expensive business, getting two strikers in. We also need a centre midfielder and possibly either a left back or a right back. So, we've got Saliba to come back in as well. We've got Guendouzi. Not sure if Arteta is going to bring him back in. One thing, talking about Arteta and his management style, I'm not too sure about his management skills. We've seen a lot of issues with him and players. We've seen it with Aubameyang, Guendouzi. So hopefully he can improve on that. He's a young manager, so he's going to make some mistakes. But for me, got to give him a bit more time. Even if we don't get top four this season, maybe give him another season, back him in the transfer window, and hope we can have a much better season next season. Let's see. Still to play for this season though, starting tonight. Excited, always excited when we're playing you guys. London derby, big rivalry. I'm hoping we can get the business done. So yeah, thanks for your time. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure, mate. Anytime.
Hopefully, when I see you next, it'll be me smiling.
We'll both be smiling for different reasons. But yeah, I think it's gonna, like I said, prediction-wise, I think you just might do it tonight. I think you'll be up for it.